If you thought Kenyan politics has already crossed every red line, today proves you wrong. What was supposed to be a quiet Sunday service in Nyeri turned into tear gas, panic, run battles, and political shockwaves, all centered around one man, that is former Deputy President Gachagua. This is no gossip, this is no rumor, this is what exactly transpired today and why it may change Kenya's political temperatures completely. Early Sunday morning, Rigathi Gachagua arrived at Witima ACK Church in Othaya, that is Nyeri County, to attend to a regular Sunday service. Not a rally, not a protest, it was a place of worship. But one moment after the service began, everything went wrong. Eyewitnesses say tear gas canisters were fired, sending congregants, that is women, children, and the elderly, into panic. Worship turned into chaos. People ran for cover. Others collapsed in confusion. Cars were damaged. The church compound became a battleground. And suddenly, Rigathi Gachagua disappeared. For nearly an hour, Kenyans were asking one terrifying question: where is Rigathi Gachagua? Reports began flooding social media. Some claimed he had been arrested. Others said he has been whisked away by security. More alarming voices alleged as an assassination attempt. Gachagua's allies described the incident as a state-sponsored attack, accusing security agencies of storming in a church service with force never before seen in such a setting.
This is not the country we've been wanting to build, and we've tried to build, literally brick by brick, for democracy, for good governance, to be a respectable nation amongst a community of nations. And now I call on all our international partners.
According to the accounts from his team, live bullets were allegedly fired, vehicles were torched, and armed officers clashed with civilians. Whether every claim will be confirmed remains to be seen, but one fact is indisputable: tear gas were used inside a church. And number 2, civilians were endangered. Number 3, a senior political figure safety was compromised. Minutes later, tension escalated when reports emerged that Gachagua could not be located. His phone was unreachable. Supporters flooded the area. Nyeri town came to a standstill. Then, finally a message. Rigathi Gachagua confirmed he was alive and safe, saying he has escaped the chaos and made it to his home in Wamunyoro with the help of the locals. His words were brief but very heavy. He thanked supporters, condemning the violence, and called for calm. But politically, the damage was already done.
Tell our people to continue praying. God is in control. God is in control, and all these things will come to pass.
This incident has triggered national outrage. Opposition leaders immediately condemned what they call, and I quote, the militarization of politics, end of quote, and I quote, the discretion of the place of worship, end of quote. Many Kenyans are now asking, since when did church service become security threat? And who ordered the deployment of tear gas? Also, why was force used where dialogue should exist? And most importantly, was Gachagua the target, or this was a message? Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen later announced that police investigation has been ordered, stating that violence in places of worship is unacceptable. But many Kenyans, that statement is not really enough, because today's events are not just about Rigathi Gachagua. They touch on freedom of worship, political tolerance, and how far the state is willing to go in managing dissenting political voices. Let's be clear, Rigathi Gachagua is no ordinary politician. He is a former deputy president, a powerful Mount Kenya voice, and increasingly a government critic. Today's chaos comes at a time when political tensions are already high over economic pressure, governance, and power alignment ahead of the future elections. That context matters a lot because when tear gas enter a church, the message goes beyond security. It becomes very symbolic, it becomes political, and it becomes very dangerous. As night falls, Nyeri remains tensed. Investigations are promised, statements are being drafted, narratives are being shaped. But one truth remains. Today crossed a line. And whether you support Rigathi Gachagua or not, Kenya must ask itself, if this can happen in a church on a Sunday to a former deputy president, then what does tomorrow hold for ordinary citizens? This story is still developing. Political Headlines TV will continue following every update, every reaction, and every consequence. If you believe Kenya deserves politics without fear, if you believe church should remain sacred, and if you believe accountability matters, subscribe, share, speak up. This is Political Headlines TV, where power is questioned and truth is not silenced. Until next video, adios.